I keep coming back to this experience of community and being with such a motivated group of students in a foreign country with the world's biggest cork manufacturer. Going from factory to factory to exploring hands-on with this stuff was, as a whole, just a really immersive, curiosity-driven experience.
So I am a furniture designer who's been working with cork for well over 15 years now. And I've been working with Amorim Cork company for about the same amount of time. We've been collaborating on a lot of different projects over the years, and they had said that they really wanted to get more engaged with educational institutions because they saw an opportunity for cork to become part of a material that's used in the education of designers, furniture designers, architects, interior designers, and so on.
I think that the trip to Portugal and spending a week amongst my peers really brought us together and created a community. I think a lot of the times we design, but we're kind of detached from the manufacturing process, but being there and going to the factory, seeing where all these products are manufactured and actually seeing the people, working behind these machines, and they're all operating on this high scale level.
Seeing the process of manufacturing, where cork comes from, how it grows, how it's produced, what capabilities and industries it can be applied for, and also what happens after a product is used, how can cork be recycled and reintegrated into the economy.
I began using cork as my own thesis project when I was in graduate school, and my guiding principle was getting this material to do things it had never done before, and also to perform in ways that no other material can do. What I've seen a lot of the students here at Parsons do with this material are still incredibly new, novel approaches to using materials that don't mimic any other material. It's an entirely new use.
I was particularly interested about the acoustics of cork. Cork absorbs sound, so it's very good for offices, restaurants, places where you want it to be more quiet. One of the very nice things about cork is that it's easy to mold or mill. So at first I started milling patterns and playing with it, understanding the acoustics. And in Portugal, we were experimenting with different materials combinations with cork and seeing what are the differences in acoustics in terms of the different combinations, and understanding how it can be mass produced so that it can become a product that could potentially become sold.
I'm actually working on cork as replacement insulation for insulated jackets, so replacing down and synthetic, because cork is temperature regulating, it's hypoallergenic, water repellent, and it's sustainable.
Cork is kind of a hidden secret. It's kind of a wonder material. It's compressive, it's durable, it's beautiful, it's water resistant, it's an incredible insulator. It has a regenerative nature to it, that as you actually take the cork from its source, you're not depleting the source of life, you're helping that source of life to grow. And that's really what we're trying to do, is shift our perspective on how we use materials as we try to decarbonize the processes of architecture and design.
I've been working on a few different things. It's kind of hard to settle on one thing because cork is so applicable in a variety of ways, but for me, I've been exploring really the texture of it and the different applications, from furniture to tabletop objects to printmaking devices.
And I think what's been very fascinating is the process of just experimenting with cork and not really knowing what you're doing.
We tend to go to materials that very often are harmful to a lot of the ecological systems that they come from. So things like very energy-intensive materials like concrete and steel and glass are not always the only solution to a particular problem within a design brief in the constructed environment. So cork represents a material that is carbon positive. It sucks more carbon from the atmosphere than any process in creating the material itself. So the more we use it, the healthier our planet becomes.